In less than 24 hours, we will know which movies and artists will have a chance at winning an Academy Award. Members of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences have chosen their nominees for 23 different Oscar categories for more than 300 movies. So let's take this to our group of Oscar experts to see what we should look out for in Hollywood. ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth, Senior Awards Editor at Variety Clayton Davis, ABC's Will Gans, and staff writer at Vanity Fair Aaron Vanderhoof are all here to weigh in. So, Clayton, let's start with you. Who do you think are the front runners for Best Picture?
I think we had a Barbenheimer summer, which was
did we?
It was so much fun. Listen, Oppenheimer should lead the way. I think that's going to be looking at 13 nominations. Barbie, probably about 11 or 12. But we're going to have 4 movies hit double digits, which will include Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things. I think it's a very top-heavy year. I think everyone was very excited by the movies this year, and I think we're going to see that reflected in the nominations.
Oh, that's interesting.
Kana, what historical firsts are you watching out for this year?
Well, you know, first of all, they come with what you just talked about in these Best Picture nominations. We could actually see, for the first time in Oscars history, we could see 3 non-English movies in this category, which would be really interesting. And if there's any indication that that will happen, we've already seen it happen once in the awards circuit this year. And in your opinion, when you see that happen in these awards circuit, what does that signify?
That signifies the international voting body that the Academy has added a lot to this year is really making their way in the nominations. We see it every year, but anything more than 1 is going to be a first. And we're going to have maybe 3 with Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, and Zone of Interest. And I think that's going to be really exciting.
And then, you guys, there's something cool happening here with Emma Stone and Margot Robbie, which I'm not sure everyone is aware of. We've been joking that Margot Robbie is like keeping Hollywood afloat here, but they could become essentially, you know, the 2nd and 3rd women to get a producer nod for the Best Picture, right? And then they also could win an award on their own for Best Actress. And that is fascinating to see those 2 women do it, falling right there in line with Frances McDormand, who's the other one to do it.
Who won both categories that year.
Yeah. Well, it was also this record-breaking summer at the box office. We all heard about the Barbenheimer craze, but because of that, the general public is going to be more familiar, more well-versed with some of these Oscar nominations this year than maybe in the past few years. What do you think that does for the awards and the excitement around them?
Well, I think it does a whole lot. I think a lot of us will probably be wearing hot pink on Oscars Sunday because Barbenheimer, Barbie in particular, has been such a cultural mainstay. When we look back at 2023, we talk about Beyonce, we talk about Taylor Swift, and we talk about Barbie. So everybody saw this movie. A lot of us saw it more than once. So I think there is a lot of interest. And we have Margot Robbie continuing to slay the red carpet at every single award show that she goes to. Of course, Barbie has billions of mentions on TikTok, so it's really exciting. And in terms of the awards themselves, it was like 5 years ago when the main age of Oscars voters was 63, and now we have a much more diverse, much younger Oscars voting pool. So will that affect the awards this year? Let's hope so.
Aaron, while Barbenheimer, obviously these movies definitely had their moment, there were some movies that didn't get to do their full campaigns, maybe didn't get the attention they deserved because of the strikes in Hollywood. How do you think that will impact the awards?
Well, so partially the strikes meant that we had movies that did really great showings at Cannes, like Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest. Those foreign films, they got tons of attention that they maybe wouldn't have because of, you know, the extended period of time where we weren't having new things. But you have also films like, you know, I think 1001 was a movie that came out early in the spring that got a lot of, you know, it got a lot of critical buzz, but it just didn't really have the campaign that went into it. We've been seeing Ava DuVernay's Origins she's at least been talking a little bit about the challenges of when you have an independent distributor, how it is kind of hard to get the eyes on it. And I think that we're definitely going to be in for a couple of surprises, but because of the strike combined with blockbusters that really got so much attention, you know, I think that it is a lot more unpredictable what's going to happen in some of the, you know, 4th or 5th spots in different categories.
Clayton, let's talk about lead actor and actress. Who are you watching for?
In lead actor, I think this is going to be a hot race between Paul Giamatti and Cillian Murphy, likely to lead the way. Bradley Cooper has 9 nominations. He still hasn't won an Oscar yet.
And you know, I feel like he's been overlooked in the past.
I mean, listen, he can add 4 more nominations. He wrote, directed, produced, and stars in Maestro. An actress, I'm looking at Lily Gladstone, becoming the first Native American to be nominated in a leading category. That's going to be awesome. To be joined with Emma Stone, Margot Robbie, and probably Carey Mulligan, also from Maestro.
Yeah, I feel like Lily's got that on lock.
Kana, what about supporting actor and actresses?
Okay, so for me, it's quick on the supporting actor side. I think Robert Downey Jr. has that locked down. I just sat down with him. I had a really great time, so I'm a little bit biased, I have to admit. But I also think that sometimes at the Oscars, you know, they celebrate, you know, one performance, but they also celebrate a career as a whole. And I think that that's something that you, in all likelihood, might see from him. The best supporting actress, that's a whole other situation. I'm not going to quote you here, except that I am. You called it messy, and I think that that is an accurate portrayal of this one. By all accounts, Da'Vine Joy Randolph has it, you know, in the can probably for the holdovers, but I would argue that if you can win an Oscar for a speech at the Critics' Choice Awards or an amazing monologue or having a fantastic moment, America Ferrera should get a look there. I mean, she is having a moment for women of color, and for mothers, and I think that people are noticing.
Listen, Da'Vine is a lock to win. Messy nomination-wise, but not winning-wise. We know Da'Vine probably going to run away with it, but America Ferrera, I'm watching out for her. She had a great year also, which also included that she was in Dumb Money, and that's also a really good movie.
Well, Saltburn is so big in pop culture. We have to talk about that, okay?
I've been waiting.
Why did it take off this way, and will we see that reflected in the nominations?
I don't know what we're going to see nominations-wise. Potentially a screenplay nod for Emerald Fennell, but listen, it has all the makings of a movie that everybody's gonna like. Jacob Elordi as your leading man, Barry Keoghan as a very unassuming but very, very disturbed individual. And it's gorgeous. I mean, it's shot on campus at a boarding school. It's shot at this beautiful home in the English countryside. I mean, there's a lot to like here, and it is unhinged in all the ways that the TikTok girlies had a lot to say about this year. And by TikTok girlies, I mean myself.
Erin, other category that you're most looking forward to and watching out for?
Oh, it's definitely original song category. Sadly, the main song of Saltburn was not an original song. It was a song from 2002, because Murder on the Dance Floor, Sophie Baxter-Ellis would be the lead if it were a new song, but it's not. But we do have Barbie is limited to only 2 choices. They can't have all 3, and so I think that we're going to see I'm Just Ken. It's like one of those songs where I think it used to be a lot more common, where you have like a diegetic like plot song that then has this like life outside of the song itself, and then that Billie Eilish song is just like beautiful, and it's like she won for No Time to Die, and I think if she's got one Oscar for that, then we could definitely see her. I would say it's very likely that we're going to see her taking another one home. But the Lenny Kravitz, he wrote his first original song for a movie. It's for Rustin, and it is just like, I think it like captures the spirit of the movie. It's like a jazz score. It's very crazy. It's all over the place, but it also is like very. It has like a message about how freedom isn't something that you win one day. It's something that you have to kind of keep working at. And I think that in terms of, you know, mixing emotion with meaning and sound, I think that that's the one that we really are gonna. It could be the dark horse. I think Billie Eilish just has it, but it could be the dark horse.
All right. ABC's Kana Whitworth, senior awards editor at Variety, Clayton Davis, ABC's Will Gans, and staff writer at Vanity Fair, Erin Vanderhoof. Thank you all.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.